Edmodo. What is it? Edmodo is a social networking program for students, teachers, and parents. Edmodo is a social learning platform. It includes social networking, collaboration, communication, teacher-centered instruction, and a resource station. Why do we need a social learning platform? Social learning platforms allow a secure place for students and parents to socialize and interact with the teacher. It provides students a place for collaboration. It allows teachers more access to students and parents in the non-invasive environment. Teachers can control, monitor, facilitate, and lead discussions after class hours or during class hours. And it allows for multiple resources such as documents, articles, videos, and media clips to be uploaded so that they're accessible to students and parents at any time. Now, why choose Edmodo over all of the social learning platforms? Edmodo is accessible to everyone via apps on Apple, Androids, and you can access it from any PC. Edmodo is easy to learn because it already looks like the most widely used social network, Facebook. Edmodo is safe for children because it does not allow advertisements on its website. It allows for multiple platforms. You can have discussions, you can upload media, videos, pictures, links, and it's also interactive. Two-way communication can happen. Edmodo is also great because there's a parent account that can be created, which is linked to the teachers and the student's account. Edmodo allows for participation assessments, so the teacher can see when the students have logged on, how often they've logged on, how long they stayed logged on, and who they've interacted with. And Edmodo is free. This is a snapshot or a screenshot of the Edmodo page. You can see it looks a lot like Facebook, where there's a post and then there's a comment section where you can respond to the post. There's communities and groups that can be created by the teacher. You can see across the top there's alerts, that would be important announcements that need to happen or that students need to read when they log in. There's an assignment link so that assignments can be posted there, quizzes, polls so the teacher can get feedback from the students and the parents, and then snapshots. So if the teacher's looking at a website or something, they can snapshot it and post it to the Facebook page. Edmodo looks a lot like Facebook, which is where the students are going to buy in. What is Edmodo from a teacher's perspective? Edmodo allows students time to formulate and think about their thoughts after a given class period. It extends their thinking outside of a specific time frame. Edmodo allows students to engage in a discussion without putting them on the spot. I came across in my classroom students who wanted to speak, but they were afraid to participate in face-to-face discussion. Edmodo allows them the opportunity to still participate in class discussion so I can assess them and see where they're at on that skill. Edmodo also gives parents the opportunity to stay engaged in our classroom so they feel connected to what their students are doing every day. Edmodo provides access to information as a resource. So anything that's discussed in the classroom, videos, articles, books, or links can be posted so the students can access that material at home if they're continuing to work on that objective. Edmodo gives the teachers the opportunity to see who's logging on and posting, see who's staying engaged in the classroom outside of class time. Edmodo also allows for alerts, projects, timeline reminders, and study tools. Now, what is Edmodo like from a student's perspective? Students have said that it allows them time to think and express their thoughts. They can submit their homework when it's finished instead of having to keep up with it until the next day. Possibility to get lost, torn up, ruined. Students also said that the tools and help to them that was available via the Edmodo website helped them further their depths of knowledge. Edmodo, students said that Edmodo allowed them to communicate with teachers and other students as they were working on homework or projects at home. It also, students felt that their parents were more involved in what they were learning because they were getting the constant alerts from the Edmodo email notification, and they were able to ask them questions such as, has their work been turned in, how their project's going, what are they working on, what did they think about the discussion that went on in class today, or the topic that we discussed. And Edmodo from a parent's perspective. Parents also enjoy the Edmodo format because it's just like the social network that they also use, Facebook. The parent page alerts them when assignments are due. It alerts them if their student has a late assignment. They can see new grades, events, interactions with the teacher, postings. All of this is just another way for parents to actually feel like they're in the classroom with the student. The research behind Edmodo. Edmodo provides a safe and secure site by allowing no advertisements. Edmodo facilitates classroom learning. It's student and parent friendly. It allows real-time analytics where the teacher can see who's interacting in real-time data. It also allows for all the students to get involved, not the ones who just feel comfortable talking in the classroom. How it all started. The Edmodo timeline. Edmodo was launched in November of 2008. In November of 2009, Edmodo moved from Chicago to the Silicon Valley. On August 10th, the Edmodo app was launched. December 2010, Edmodo reached 1 million users. In March of 2013, Edmodo purchased its first website of Route 1. In August of 2014, Edmodo has 36,718,914 users. Where is Edmodo now? The S-curve for Edmodo, you can see, is close to a straight line. Started in 2008. In 2010, it reached 1 million users. 2012, 2 million users. 2014, 3 million plus users. Who will help establish the Edmodo initiative in our school district? The key innovators for Edmodo will be teachers who already use and are proficient with collaboration projects in the classroom. The change agents and the early adopters will be teachers who use technology. The laggers will be teachers who still have teacher-centered classrooms, they're not technology users, and they're not connected via social media sites. The change agents and the adoption plan. Key change agents for the adoption of our district to use Edmodo will be students, parents, teachers who already use collaboration and discussion techniques, teachers who feel comfortable using technology, and new teachers that were hired in the district. The adoption plan of Edmodo within our district includes to introduce first to a focus group of students, teachers, and parents. That's maybe one classroom per school. Allow in-class time for students to access Edmodo to extend upon the discussion that took place that day. Collect feedback often from the students. Were there problems logging onto the website? Were there things that you would like to see on Edmodo? Things you would not like to do on Edmodo? Was everybody participating? How often did you access the information? From both parents and students. Once the feedback is collected, we'll develop a plan for implementation to the critical mass or to the school-wide. Once Edmodo is introduced to school-wide and it's used, we'll continue to provide support as implemented and continue to make changes and provide support as needed. The approach. A decentralized approach will be used in the implementation of Edmodo. We'll develop an implementation process to a small group of people. It'll be presented, but not mandated. We'll collect the data, work out the kinks, gain the support, and then introduce it to the critical mass. The pros and cons of using Edmodo. Pro, Edmodo is free. The format is already familiar to students. Looks a lot like Facebook. It allows for collaboration of students outside of the classroom setting. It allows students think time to extend their thoughts and make sure that they get their point across when they've thought it through. Edmodo allows for tools and assignments to always be available, and it connects to parents. The cons of Edmodo. It may seem like more work to the teachers. Parents might object to the social media aspect of Edmodo. It's another account and password for students, teachers, and parents to remember. And it could be a big failure if the change agents do not buy in. The champions of Edmodo will consist of the change agents, the focus group of teachers, students, and parents that want to participate. The students will be key in getting Edmodo off the ground and being excited about it. Once the students are excited about it, the parents can check it out, and then the students will also lead the teachers on an initiative to use Edmodo and to take participation grades and let them access the tools and assignments via Edmodo. Why do we need Edmodo? We need Edmodo because our school district motto, mission statement is every child, whatever it takes.
The fifth graders in Katie Mutaros' classroom are often asked to reflect on and share insights about their learning. Here they discuss their thoughts about the difference between talking and online conversations.
I thought that we talked about lots of the stuff we did in the class with our iPads and how they're useful in school. When I'm doing a turn and talk on the rug, like usually the partners I have lots of thinking, and like I let them go first, and then usually I don't get a chance to talk. But mostly when we use Edmodo a lot, I get a chance to write all my thinking down, and I have time to like, oh, what should I write now? Because usually when I do a turn and talk, I don't get to say all the stuff I want to my partner. Like if there's a kid that's shy and like he can actually like tell what he feels if online with people that he's not really talking to into words, because sometimes people like get shy and like when the teacher calls on him to say something to the class, he gets a little nervous. But like if she asks him something on Edmodo or something, this person won't be that shy because she's saying it in words and not the whole class knows.
On Edmodo, you can like reply to people's comments, and in the classroom when people raise your hand, you have a limited time and you can't just like shout it out. So you can have a little bit more interactive conversation. When we do a turn and talk on the rug, like some people like don't really have ideas, but when you see other people's ideas first, it kind of like sparks like ideas that you like kind of randomly think about. And like if you see something like, oh, I have something to add on, like again with the replying.
I definitely enjoy the Edmodo discussions because you can you can actually post all your thoughts and not just have a short period of time to say it to whoever you're talking to. And well, I think that can be useful. It can really give you ideas for other things. Certain books or articles that you read, if you're on Edmodo, something can inspire like even a research project. And in Modo, you do it for everyone in the class to see it. But then, whereas on a Post-it, maybe just a few people will see it from